Samuel Langhorne Clemens, known by the pen name Mark Twain, was an American writer, humorist, essayist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. He was praised as the greatest humorist the United States has produced, and William Faulkner called him the father of American literature. Mark Twain. It is better to keep your mouth closed and let people think you are a fool than to open it and remove all doubt. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. The human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. Suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress, but I repeat myself.
Your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Get your facts first, then you can distort them as you please. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do the day after tomorrow. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. In the first place, God made idiots. That was for practice. Then he made school boards. The lack of money is the root of all evil. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. I'm an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened. Do the right thing. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. Go to heaven for the climate, hell for the company. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. Part of the secret of a success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. It ain't those parts of the Bible that I can't understand that bother me. It is the parts that I do understand. Do the thing you fear most, and the death of fear is certain. By land, they're not making it anymore. The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. A man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. When you fish for love, bait with your heart, not your brain. Action speaks louder than words, but not nearly as often. Climate is what we expect. Weather is what we get. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. I can live for 2 months on a good compliment. The best way to cheer yourself up is to try to cheer somebody else up. Truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth isn't. A person who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read. There are basically 2 types of people. people who accomplish things, and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded. There is no distinctly American criminal class except Congress. Never pick a fight with people who buy ink by the barrel. We have the best government that money can buy. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. Humor is mankind's greatest blessing. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. My mother had a great deal of trouble with me, but I think she enjoyed it. All generalizations are false, including this one. Many a small thing has been made large by the right kind of advertising. Loyalty to petrified opinion never yet broke a chain or freed a human soul. It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. Life would be infinitely happier if we could only be born at the age of 80 and gradually approach 18. Golf is a good walk spoiled, but who prays for Satan? Who in 18 centuries has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most? Grief can take care of itself, but to get the full value of a joy, you must have somebody to divide it with. Let us endeavor so to live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. There are lies, damned lies and statistics. Everything human is pathetic. The secret source of humor itself is not joy, but sorrow. There is no humor in heaven. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. It is by the goodness of God that in our country we have those 3 unspeakably precious things: freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and the prudence never to practice either of them. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Thunder is good, thunder is impressive, but it is lightning that does the work. There are people who can do all fine and heroic things, but won't keep from telling their happiness to the unhappy. I didn't attend the funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. Only one thing is impossible for God: to find any sense in any copyright law on the planet. A man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. I don't like to commit myself about heaven and hell, you see. I have friends in both places. It is curious that physical courage should be so common in the world, and moral courage so rare. Few things are harder to put up with than the annoyance of a good example. I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it. It will be the greatest disappointment of my life if I don't go out with Halley's Comet. The Almighty has said, no doubt. Now here are these 2 unaccountable freaks. They came in together, they must go out together. If the world comes to an end, I want to be in Cincinnati. Everything comes there 10 years later. It's no wonder that truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. The man who does not read good books has no advantage over the man who cannot read them. I never smoke to excess, that is, I smoke in moderation, only 1 cigar at a time. Under certain circumstances, urgent circumstances, desperate circumstances, profanity provides a relief denied even to prayer. Facts are stubborn, but statistics are more pliable. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. Why is it that we rejoice at a birth and grieve at a funeral? It is because we are not the person involved. Patriot. The person who can holler the loudest without knowing what he is hollering about. When we remember we're all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. Necessity is the mother of taking chances. When angry, count to 4. When very angry, swear.